Heading into the second and final test of the West Indies series, there were a lot of question marks surrounding Sai Sudharsan's spot in the team. He had been given a few games at the number 3 position, but truth be told, hasn't looked convincing there, and that continued on in the first test against the West Indies. Thankfully, he did manage to get an 87-run knock in this particular innings, but was it potentially enough to give him an extended run in the side was the question that a lot of people asked, and team's batting coach Sitanshu Kotak actually dropped a massive hint suggesting that that might be the case. You might very well see Sai get a slightly longer rope. He didn't say that in as many words, but the implication was clear. Check out what he had to say. He said that we all know how talented Sai Sudharsan is. We won't look at the score every time. We will see how he bats and what shots he is playing. He batted brilliantly today. Now, what this tells you is that they're not only going to be looking at just the number of runs he's getting, they're also going to be looking at how his batting is, what kind of shots he's playing, whether or not he's showing the right intent or doing the right things at the right moments. Because the rationale is that whilst he might, get big runs in certain matches and struggle in others, you'd want to see whether or not he's following the right processes. So it seems that it is a process-driven approach when it comes to Sai, rather than just judging him purely on the more obvious form metrics, which is how many runs he scored. Whether or not that's the right approach is debatable entirely, but it does seem like you may potentially see a little bit more of Sai Sudharsan in Test cricket, potentially even the 2 tests against South Africa, which will be the next Test series coming up for the Indian team. Kotak also had some nice words to say about Yashasvi Jaiswal, who you'd remember was in this particular test match arguably the standout batter in the first innings, unbeaten on 173, and Kotak really praised him not actually for the number of runs he scored, but the manner in which he got them. He said that Jaiswal showed determination, and the fact that he's batting on 173 despite not playing too many attacking shots is proof of that. He did very, very well. Again, it betrays the mindset where you're looking at it more from how well was he playing as opposed to how many runs he scored. And that can be a very good way of looking at things, because again, sometimes the runs, pure runs, don't always tell the true story. In the case of Jaiswal, you can say that not only was he looking good, he made the most of how on top of the conditions he was by actually getting a big score, potentially even lining himself up for getting a bigger score if he can continue batting on day 2. And of course, one of the things that we kept talking about was that the pitch could potentially deteriorate. You could see batting become tougher because some of those balls were really turning even on day 1. But according to Kotak, he didn't see too many demons in this particular pitch. Here's what he had to say about the pitches. He said that it was a beautiful wicket. The score of 318 proved that wear and tear is natural on Indian pitches when the grass cover is in full, so the pitch is playing how we expected it to. And again, you can see where he's coming from. Indian pitches, what tends to happen with test pitches is that there will be wear and tear as and when the footmarks constantly start making, impressions on the pitch. And if the grass cover isn't full, that wear and tear is going to kick in much quicker. And he pointed out, he's saying that it was mostly from one end we saw the ball was turning more, and that was the end where the footmarks were more evident. So it's playing exactly how he feels or how the team management feels it would end up playing out. As he said, good batting wicket, you were able to get runs there if you knuckle down, which could mean that India end up batting a little longer. In fact, he said also that India looked to bat 2 more sessions and then take it forward from there, see how we go. So at least 2 sessions of batting seems all but certain on day 2. Do you think that's too much though? Do you think maybe they could bat longer? What do you guys feel? Let us know that in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap the bell icon, follow us also on social media. We're on Instagram, X and Facebook, and stay tuned for more such updates from the world of sport.